recording 2 videos in one day. But I got an excellent question, a comment on, I have an older video, how to use a pendulum. And I got a comment on it yesterday by Butterfly Magic with Hot Tea. And she was noticing in the video, I have a statue of Mary holding baby Jesus, and there's also a painting behind me of Mary, Joseph, and Jesus. And if you've seen some of my other videos, you may, I don't know if I have any visible right now. I have a lot of Catholic elements incorporated into my spiritual practice, even my witchcraft practice. That's specifically what she was asking about, is my ideas. Well, I'll pull it up while I'm talking. My ideas on, she says, so what jumps out at me first is the very Catholic statue and picture in the background. You tend to have video content about witchy stuff. I am with you on that. I was brought up Catholic, but have more of a witchy practice in adult life. How do you make sense of that for yourself? I would enjoy hearing about that. I'm not so sure I have made any logical sense of it for myself because there are so many ways that these two topics do not jive. So I thought that I would touch on that. So before I get into that, let me give a little background of myself. So I was raised, my dad's side of the family is Lutheran and my mom's side of the family is Catholic. And I spent a lot of time with both of my grandmothers, and both of them are very religious. They went to church every Sunday. So God and church was something that was always present in my life. I spent a lot of time at both the Lutheran church and the Catholic church. And like my grandma's very Catholic and my other grandma's very Lutheran. So I'm no stranger to religion, to especially like Christianity and Catholicism. I don't personally resonate. I don't know if I ever really resonated completely with Christianity or Catholicism and the Bible. It's just not something, it always leaves me with more questions. I just never felt connected to it. If you do, that's awesome. I never felt connected to it as it was portrayed and as it was displayed for me. That being said, there are definitely elements, especially of Catholicism, that really stuck with me and that I do really connect with. For instance, Mother Mary and Jesus. I love them. Mother Mary, I have a whole little section over my altar space devoted to Mother Mary. I love her. You may have seen it in some of my videos, I have a statue of Mother Mary holding baby Jesus, and on the other side, it's usually not pictured. I have Joseph as well, which I inherited from my grandmother. They've been in my family for a long time now. I love those statues. But so I love Mary. I love Jesus. I actually have such a great connection with both of them, Mother Mary and Jesus. I also, I love Catholic art. I love Catholic churches and cathedrals. I feel such a sense of like peace being in a Catholic church, especially like the old Catholic churches. They feel spiritual, which that's kind of a funny term, but they just feel spiritual to me. I love the incense, the frankincense that they use. I kind of love the ritual feel of going to like Catholic mass. So there are definitely, I have a connection to elements of Catholicism, especially. So that's why I personally incorporate it into my own spiritual practice. And yes, I am a witch, and I'm not Catholic at all, because I don't follow the Bible. Don't come for me, everybody, because these are just my own thoughts, and I'm allowed to have my own thoughts and my own opinions. And just because these are my thoughts and opinions doesn't mean I'm saying that yours are wrong if yours differ from mine. I don't necessarily take the Bible as gospel. I think the Bible is more just like stories and even kind of myth mixed in with actual historical things that happened. I do believe that Jesus was a real person. I believe Moses was a real person. I believe Mother Mary was a real person. So I believe a lot of the characters in the Bible were actual people, and I believe that a lot of the events in the Bible did take place. But also, I don't take it word for word. I think that a lot of it is it's a story. It's storytelling. It's mythology. It's working with archetypes. So with that being said, that's also, I think, kind of why I feel like I can incorporate these elements and have it be separated from the religion of Catholicism and my witchcraft and spiritual practice that incorporates Catholic elements into it, if that makes sense. So while I do think that Mary and Jesus were real people, I also kind of view them as deities, the kind of the same as I view, there's my Athena statue right there. So Mother Mary and Athena from the Greek pantheon, I look at them as goddesses, goddess energy to work with. The same with Jesus. I look at him as a god to work with, not necessarily as the Bible portrays them or as the Catholicism portrays them. I see them more as just these deities and this energy that is available to anyone to work with, you know? I think that Athena is available to anyone regardless of if you are Greek or follow the complete Greek pantheon. I think that a lot of us, we put our own personal views and beliefs onto these deities, when at the end of the day, these deities really are an energy. I feel like these deities transcend our human thoughts and our human emotions and our human world. So I really hope I'm making sense. So that's why I feel like I can work with Mother Mary and practice witchcraft and work with Mother Mary right next to Athena, because I don't look at Mother Mary and Jesus as being strictly Catholic and that's it, and you have to be Catholic and that's the only way that you can connect with these energies and these beings is by being Catholic. I don't think that. Also, I mean, if we go by Jesus and Mother Mary, I mean, they're there for good. They want to promote good and love and light, and that's what I'm doing. I mean, even though I'm practicing witchcraft, I'm not doing evil things. I'm not harming others. I'm not harming myself. I'm trying to put good out to the world. I'm trying to make myself a better person so I can be better for the world. And so I kind of feel like that's something Mother Mary and Jesus can get behind. Like whether or not I'm Catholic, I am baptized, but whether or not, you know, you are baptized or you're Catholic or what your religious faith and background is, I feel like these deities can get behind you, especially Jesus and Mary. I mean, they're very heart chakra, loving, centered deities and energy. And if you're doing good, regardless of what religious belief you are or what your spiritual beliefs are, if you are putting good out, I think that they are fine with that. They're fine with working with that. So that's kind of how I separate that. I don't look at these deities and these Catholic elements as being strictly Catholic. Because again, I feel like that's it's a very human thing to put onto this very spiritual divine energy. And I feel like divine energy, it doesn't necessarily care what religion you are. It's more about your energy and your intent. And I really feel like that, like Mother Mary and Jesus, I feel like that's what they're kind of looking for. What they get behind is your energy and your intent, and where is your heart? Where are you coming from in regards to your heart space? Not, oh, you're not baptized Catholic, you don't go to Mass every day, like, I'm not going to associate with you. I don't think that that's so. And I also feel like witchcraft, it's a very natural thing. I mean, we're literally working with the energies of the earth. And so I don't see how that can be a bad thing. And I don't feel like working with the energies of the earth is designated for one particular belief system. I mean, we are all of this earth. We are all of this universe. And so I feel like working with energies of herbs and oils and crystals and visualization, that's not designated to one particular belief system. So that's just kind of how I personally incorporate, you know, the Catholic elements into my practice. Honestly, I don't even really think about it. I'm one of those, incorporate into your spiritual practice what you're feeling drawn to. You know, even if you're not Hindu, if you're feeling really drawn to a Hindu deity, you know, do some research on that deity. Try, you know, maybe working a little closer with that deity and that energy. You know, we don't necessarily want to steal people's spirituality or religious beliefs or cultural beliefs, but I personally really feel like deity is divine source energy, and divine source energy is sort of above our human thoughts and human emotions. That's not to say that you should like exploit a cultural belief or a specific religion or spiritual practice. We should never exploit it. And I think, if you are interested in a Hindu deity, do some research on that deity. Do some research on the culture. Like, where did this story come from? Where did the beliefs around this come from? Maybe reach out to somebody who actually is a Hindu practitioner and get their take on it. But I don't think that we should steer away if we're being called to a specific deity or a specific path, or we're being really called to incorporate a specific element into our practice. I think we need to honor that. Honor where you are incorporating this energy from, honor where this energy and this practice originated. But I think that it is important to incorporate what we are being drawn to. I mean, we're drawn to specific things for a certain reason, and I don't think that we should cut it off just because we don't think that it should mix with our personal beliefs. I'd be so sad if I had to cut Mary and Jesus out of my life and my spiritual practice just because I am not a practicing Catholic. I would be heartbroken to not have them in my life. The same with Athena. I may not be Greek, but Athena, she's my girl. And Hecate. They're Mary, Athena, and Hecate are like my trio. But yeah, I'd be so sad to not have them in my life. So I feel like now I'm rambling. That's my 2 cents on how I feel I can incorporate Catholicism into my witchcraft and spiritual practice without being a practicing Catholic. Let me know your thoughts down below, and be nice. No nasty comments. I'll just delete them because we don't need nasty. We can discuss. That's fine. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.